Welcome to another live. Today I'm going to teach you how to knit fingerless gloves. Okay, so you will need one ball of yarn. So this is the leftover yarn from the one ball that I'm using. Just a minute. What happened here? Sorry, that's my... Okay, sorry. Okay, so you will need one ball of yarn. This is the leftover yarn from the one ball that I'm using. This yarn is from Stylecraft and it's special chunky yarn. Okay, and needles. You can use straight needles or circular needles. I'm using circular needles. A pair of scissors. Okay, tapestry needle and 2 stitch markers. This is optional. And if you want to measure the size of your gloves, you will need a tape measure. Okay, so this is how the fingerless gloves look like. I've just finished one and this is what it looks like. Okay, and this is the second one. I'm going to show you how to cast off and join the sides. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how to knit this stitch. Okay, this stitch is called, let me write it down. It's called so this is for those who want to who are interested. The stitch is called half. Just going to write it down so that you can fisherman rib stitch. Okay, so that's the name of the stitch that we're using, and this is how it looks like. Okay, and for this pattern you'll need multiples of 2. So multiples of 2, that is multiples of 2 stitches. So for my gloves I've got 30 stitches. Okay, so if you this is for a large size. If you've got small hands, I guess you should reduce your stitches to maybe 24, 26. Okay, and the pattern is you start with you cast on 30, and then the first row 1, you start with purl 1. Okay, so P stands for purl, so you start with purl 1 and then knit 1 and purl 1 and knit 1. So you repeat this until the end of the row. Okay, so you start with purl 1 and then you knit 1 and then purl 1, knit 1 until you get to the end of row 1. Okay, this is also known as rib stitch. Okay, so row 2, we're going to start with we're going to slip the first stitch, okay, and then the second stitch we knit 1 stitch below, okay. So slip the first stitch, knit 1 stitch below, okay, and then you purl 1, and then repeat. Hold on. Okay, so you purl 1 and then repeat from here until you finish row 2. So you finish row 2 with knit 1. Okay, so I'll be showing you all this. This is just to show you, for those who cannot read patterns, this is just to show you what it looks like when it's in written form. Okay, so we're working on the half fisherman's rib stitch, okay, and the pattern is in multiples of 2. Okay, so for my gloves I've got 30 stitches. Row 1, you purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, also known as the rib stitch, okay, and then row 2 you slip 1 and then you knit 1 below and then purl 1. You repeat this until you get to the end of row 2, and then at the end of row 2 you end with knit 1. Okay, so we're going to start. So the pattern is a repeat of these 2 rows. Okay, so it's a repeat of row 1 and row 2. Okay, so we're going to start with long tail cast on. Okay, so to measure the yarn to leave for the tail, this is what I do. I wrap the yarn on the needle 10 times. Okay, so I'm just going to leave a small tail here and then wrap the yarn 10 times. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then take it off the needle, and then I'm going to fold it 3 times because I want to cast on 30 stitches. So this is how I do it, and this is just a rough this is just to get a rough idea of how much yarn I should leave for the tail. But for this for the gloves, we're going to need a little bit more yarn so that we can use it for sewing the seam. Okay, so I'm going to leave this bit here, and then I'll start counting my 10 stitches from here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then I'm going to just fold the yarn 3 times. So that's 1. Okay, so we're folding the 10 only the part that we wrapped around the yarn. Okay, so 3 times. So this should be enough for 30 stitches, but I just left a bit more because I want to use the tail to sew the side. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense in the comment section so that we can move on to the next part. Okay, so just to make it clear, I'm going to repeat that again. I want to leave this here. I want to leave a long tail like this to sew the side of the seam when I finish. Okay, So this is how I'm measuring the tail that I'm going to leave. So I'm going to leave a, okay, let me get a tape measure. Okay, so this is just a rough estimate. Okay, so I'm going to leave about 8 inches first before I start wrapping the yarn around the needle. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then from there, okay, just hold here, then remove this and then fold this 3 times to get your 30 stitches. Okay, so that's 2 and then 3. Okay, leaving the 8 inches here, but that will be part of the tail. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, from here, let's move on to casting on. Okay, so we're going to leave this for the tail. We're going to cast on 30 stitches. So I always tie a slip knot first before starting the cast on. Okay, so this is how I do it. Okay, like that, and then pull a loop, and then that's the first slip knot. Okay, there's another way of doing this, but today I'm just going to show you how to start with a slip knot. Okay, there's a way of doing it without a slip knot. Okay, so when you are when you start the cast on, make sure that the tail that we measured is on the front here, and the working yarn, the yarn that's coming from the ball, is on the top. Okay, and then you hold your yarn like this, hold it like this. Okay, and then you take your index finger, you insert it between the 2 strands, then you take your thumb, insert it like that. Okay, so now you've got your slingshot. This is what they call a slingshot. Okay, so you start with a slip knot, you hold your yarn, make sure that the tail is here in front of you, and then the working yarn, the yarn that's coming from the ball, is that one there. Okay, then you hold your yarn like this, and then you insert your index finger between the 2 strands like that, and then your thumb like that. Okay, you've got your slingshot. Then we're going to start. We've got 1 stitch already on there, so the stitch we're going to make is stitch number 2. Okay, so go like that, you insert your needle there, and then you pull a loop like that, and then let go. You remove your thumb from there, and then when you're pulling, just insert your thumb there. Okay, so that's stitch number 2. Okay, stitch number 3, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to cast on 20. But remember, My glove has 30 stitches because we're working in multiples of 2, so my gloves have got 30 stitches, but for demonstration purposes I'm going to cast on 20. Okay, then at the end here I'm going to tie a knot. That's what I do to make sure that when you start round row 1, the first stitch does not unravel, to prevent the first stitch from unraveling. Okay, so this is what I do. I tie a knot like that, then we're going to start row 1. Okay, so row 1, we said we're going to purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1 from start to end. Okay, so make sure that, okay, so we've got the tail. This is how I want it because I want to use this yarn to sew the seam. Okay, so I've left a bit of I've left a long tail. So row 1, we're going to purl 1, okay, purl 1, knit 1. Okay, so yarn to the front, purl 1, yarn to the back, knit 1. Okay, this is also known as the rib stitch. So purl 1 and knit 1. Okay, so to avoid pricking your fingers here, make sure that these stitches on the left, they are near the tip of the left needle. Okay, so that way you just slide it off. You don't need to use your index finger to push the needle. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. Okay, yarn to the front, purl 1, then when you take the when you pull the loop, this one will just slide off the needle, so there's no need for you to use your index finger to push the needle. Okay, so we're going to the back, then okay, so purl 1, knit 1. Purl 1, knit 1. So this is row 1 of the pattern. Purl 1, knit 1. Purl 1, knit 1. Okay, I wrap the yarn like this. Some people wrap like that. There's no right or wrong way. You do what works for you, and this is how I do it. So I wrap the yarn like this. So purl 1, and then when I knit, I also wrap it round the back of the needle. Okay, so both ways are okay as long as you don't twist the stitches. Okay, so the last stitch we're going to knit 1. Okay, then we're going to work row 2 now. Turn our work. Okay, row 2, we're going to slip 1, knit 1 below. Okay, so K stands for knit, so knit 1 below. Okay, so, and this is how we do it. So the first stitch we're going to slip 1 and then yarn to the back, and then knit one below. Okay, so one below, we're not going to knit into the normal knit space here. We're going to go one below into the previous stitch from row number 1. Okay, so this is what it means when it says K1BL, knit one below. Okay, and then yarn to front, purl 1, yarn to the back, knit one below. Okay, we're going to repeat the same steps until we get to the end of row 2. Okay, so when we knit one below. When we purl, we purl the usual way, the normal way. Okay, and then yarn to the back, knit one below. Okay, and then to the front, purl 1. So don't get confused with how I wrap the yarn around the needle. Do it the way you do it. Do it what's comfortable for you, but the results are the same. Okay, so this is how I knit. So knit one below. Okay, then purl 1. Okay, and we're using the English style of knitting. Let me know if you want to learn the continental style. I'll do a live to teach you how to knit continental style. You can just comment in, put a comment in the comment section, and I'll do a live for you, for all those who want to learn how to knit continental style. Okay, so we are at the end of row 2, purl 1, knit one below, and then purl 1, and then the last stitch we are not going to knit one below. We're going to just knit one, normal knit one. Okay, so I'm going to knit like that. Okay, and then we turn. Then row number 3, we're going to repeat row number 1. So row number 3, we're going to repeat row number 1. Remember, this is a repeat of these two rows. So when we finish row number 1, we knit row number 2, and then we go back to row number 1, row number 2. Okay, that's what it means when they say the pattern is 2-row repeat. Okay, so we're going to repeat row 1. Row 1, we're going to purl. No, we're not going to purl 1. So because we are slipping the first stitch, so the first row we did purl 1, which is correct, but row number 3 we are going to slip one stitch, and then knit 1, and then purl 1, knit 1. Okay, so we're going to repeat. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse anyone. So we're going to repeat these two, not row 1 and 2. We're going to repeat rows 2 and 3. These are the rows we are going to repeat. These two. Okay, so it's a 2-row repeat, and we're repeating these two because we're going to slip every stitch, every first stitch of the row. Okay, so the first row you purl 1, and then you do the rib stitch. Then after row number 1, you slip every first stitch. Okay, so we are on row 3. we're going to slip row, we're going to slip stitch the first stitch, sorry. We're going to slip the first stitch, and then we're going to knit one, purl one. Okay, knit one the normal way, and then purl one. Knit one, 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 purl one. This is row number 3. We are at the end of the row. Purl one, and then knit one. I always knit into the back of the stitch as well, so don't worry about all that. You do how you knit, you know. Don't be confused with how I knit, because this is how I knit, but we all get the same results. Okay, so that's the end of row 3. We're going to row 4. Row 4, we're going to slip one, slip the first stitch. We're going to slip it purlwise like that. So when they say slip purlwise, this is what they mean. You just insert your hook, your needle like that, and then you slip the stitch off the needle. Then from here we're going to put the working yarn to the back, and then we're going to knit into the stitch below. So knit one below. Okay, so we're going to go below, not into that here. We're going to go one below. We're going to knit one and then purl one. Knit one, purl one. Okay, and remember, to avoid pricking yourself, push these stitches to the near the tip of the left needle, and then we are knitting in here. Knit one below, and then purl one. So you see, if the stitch is nearer the tip, there's no need for you to push it with your index finger. It will just slide off. Okay, so yarn to the back, go into the bottom here, into the stitch below, and then okay, and then I'm gonna go one below, then purl one. Knit one below, and then purl one. Knit one below, and then purl one. Knit one below, purl one, one below, and then purl one. Okay, so remember, the last stitch you don't knit one below, you knit into the normal stitch here. You knit one. Okay, so that's the end of row 4, and this side looks like this, and this side, the right side, looks like this. I don't know, I'm sure you can start to see the pattern, the half fisherman stitch. I don't know if you can see it, but we'll do a few more rows, and then after that I'll show you how to cast off and how to sew the side of the glove. Okay, so this is row number 5. We're going to slip the first stitch. We're going to slip it purlwise like this, and then yarn to the back. And on this row we're going to knit normal. We're going to go in here and then purl 1. So this is the rib stitch row. Okay, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. Okay, so this is how I knit, and I noticed that it's easier to knit continental style if you knit like this, but you know, you can knit continental even if you knit the other way. If you knit into the if you knit into the okay, if you knit textbook how it's advised for people to knit. If you knit okay, how can I explain this? Okay, if you knit the normal way, like the recommended way, you can still knit the continental style. But with me, I realized that when I knit like this, or for those people who knit like this, when they're knitting English style, it's easy for them to knit the continental style. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of row 5. We're going to go to row 6. So row 6, we're going to knit the normal rib stitch. So we're going to slip the first stitch, and then row 6, we're going to slip the first one and then knit one below. Knit one below like that, and then purl 1, and then push your stitches so that you don't prick yourself, and then knit one below. Okay, then yarn to the back, knit one below. Okay, purl 1, and then knit one below. Purl 1, knit one below. So it's you repeat rows 2 and 3, until you get your desired length. So knit one below, purl 1, knit one below, and purl 1, knit one below, and purl 1. So that's the end of, we are at the end of row 6. Purl 1, and then remember the last stitch we always knit the normal way, knit 1. Okay, so this is the wrong side. This is how it looks like. and this is the right side. I'm sure you can see the difference. Okay, so the easiest way to remember this is the even rows. The even rows you knit one below. You knit one below in purl one, and then knit one below in purl one. But the odd rows you knit and purl the normal way, like you do the rib stitch. Okay, and this is how you knit the rib stitch: purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one. But remember, after row one, we slip one first, and then knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. So all the even numbers, you slip one, knit one below, purl one, knit one below, purl one, until you get to the end of the row. And then for the odd numbers, you slip one, knit one, purl one, knit one. Okay, so this is how you knit the half fisherman's rib stitch. Okay, so the most important thing to remember here is you should know if you're knitting an odd number or an even number. Like now I'm just thinking, which number is this? I think this is the odd number. Yeah, is it the odd number? Okay, so another way to know if you are knitting the odd row, you look at your stitches here. You can see here you've got 2 stitches here. So this is from the previous row. So this we knitted one below. Okay, see the purl stitches, we've got 2 stitches here. So that means we knitted one below. So that was an even number, even row. So we are going to knit an odd row. Okay, so we're going to knit the rib stitch. Okay, so if you see this here on the purl stitches, if you see 2 stitches, two stitches like that, that means this row is going to be a rib stitch row. It's going to be the normal knit and purl. Okay, so we're going to slip this stitch and then knit the next one, knit the normal way, and then purl, knit and purl. Okay, so we working on row 7, knit and purl. If you've got any questions, please leave in the chat, and then I'll see if I can answer all your questions. Today I'll see if I can read the chats while I'm still live, because I'm still trying to figure that part out. Okay, so the last stitch we knit the last stitch. We always knit the last stitch, and then when we start we always slip the first stitch. Okay, so the other way of knowing which side you are on, as you can see, this side looks like a normal, looks more like a normal rib stitch, and this side you see that it's different. This is the right side. So the right side you knit and purl, and then the wrong side you knit one below and then purl, knit one below and purl. Okay, and another way of knowing which side you're on, as you can see here, we've got one stitch here. So when you've got one, it means the previous row was the normal knit one, purl one. Okay, so on this row you're going to slip one, knit one below, slip purl one, knit one below, purl one, knit one below. As you can see, I'm always pushing. When I knit a few stitches, I'll use my left hand to push these stitches closer to the tip so that I don't prick myself. Okay, purl one. So when it's at the tip, it will just slide off the stitch. Okay, knit one below, it will just slide off. Purl one, knit one below, purl one, knit one below. Knit one below, purl one, knit one below. Okay, purl one, knit one below, then purl one, and then the last one we are going to knit the normal way. Okay, so this is the wrong side and this is the right side, and this stitch is called the half fisherman rib stitch. It's worked in multiples of 2, and yeah, it's very simple, very easy. So I'm going to show you how to finish off, how to cast off, and then I'll also show you how to join the seam. Okay, so this is what we're working on. For those who are just joining us, this is how it looks like. It's quite simple and just has an opening there, and this is how it looks like. So we're making a fingerless glove, making fingerless gloves, a pair of fingerless gloves. Okay, so this is an extra large. The yarn we're using is from Stylecraft, and it's special chunky yarn, and this is what is left from the one ball of yarn. I only used one ball and I still got a bit left, so this is the yarn I'm using to demonstrate how to knit the stitch. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So I'm going to show you how to finish the glove. I'm going to show you how to cast off, and then from there I'll show you how to sew the side seam. Okay, my yarn is a bit tangled here. Okay, so I used the stitch markers to mark how many where I'm going to have the thumb. Okay, so I'm going to count the stitches. Remember, we were slipping the first stitch, so that means that one of this, like one stitch like that, counts as 2. So this stitch counts as 2 rows because we were slipping the first stitch. Okay, So we're going to count the stitches to where I've marked, where I've put the stitch marker there. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So my stitch marker is on row 28. Okay, and then I've left 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches between, no, 5. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 rows between the for the thumb. But this is for my size. If you've got small hands, you can leave me 8 rows. Yeah. So you can just measure it and leave the number of stitches for your size. Okay, so that's 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, that's 40. So row 40, and then we have a few more rows there. So 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, and 60. Okay, so my panel is 60 rows, and it's for an extra large. If you've got small hands, I would suggest that I don't have a written pattern, so for small hands try 26 stitches or 24 stitches or 26 stitches here, and then you measure your hand to see how, for the length you measure your hand. I hope that makes sense. So you just put your hand on top of the piece that you made, and then you just eyeball it. See if you want the cuff of the glove to be long, then you can have more rows here. If you want it short, you can reduce the number of rows. And then on the thumb, you can also measure your thumb and then leave the space that that goes with your hand. Okay, so I'm going to cast off now. So I used a stitch holder to hold my stitches while I used the needles. Okay, so I'm just going to transfer this back to the needles. So that's when you're transferring your stitches back to the needle, make sure you're not twisting the stitches. Just I've been knitting for quite a while now, so I know the structure of the stitch, so it's very easy for me to remember or to transfer the stitches without twisting them, because I've been doing this for a long time. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to cast off. So we cast off on the right side of the work. So this is the right side and this is the wrong side. So we're gonna, when you're casting off, make sure you're facing the right side. So to cast off, we're going to knit 1. Okay, so I'm showing you how I do it. Okay, so I'm sure there are so many other ways of doing it out there, but this is how I do it. So you knit 1, you insert your needle like that, knit 1, and then knit the next one, and then slip the first stitch over the second stitch, slip it like that. Okay, and then go to the next one. So we're going to cast off in pattern. Yeah, just to confuse you a bit more. We're going to cast off in pattern. Okay, so we're going to get our yarn to the front, and then we're going to purl the next stitch, then okay, and then slip this stitch over this stitch, the first one, and then yarn to the back, then knit one, and then slip this stitch. Okay, so what does it mean to cast off in pattern? Remember, on the right side we were doing knit one, purl one. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to knit one and purl one, but at the same time we'll be casting off. So that's what it means when they say cast off in pattern. This is what they mean. So purl one, because on this row we were supposed to knit one, purl one. So that's what we're doing, but at the same time we are casting off the stitches as well. Okay, so knit one, and then slip the stitch, and then purl one, and then slip the stitch, knit one, so you continue doing the same until you get to the end of the row. If you've got any questions, you can ask in the chat while I'm doing this, and then I'll see if I can answer your questions. Let me just switch my computer on. Okay. I don't see any charts there, so there's nothing on my chart, so yeah, I won't be able to answer your questions now, but I will look at them after the live, because there's nothing showing. I don't have anything on my charts, it's blank. Okay. Okay, slip that one. And when you're casting off, make sure you're not making the stitches too tight. Okay, so just make them, because if they're tight, then they will not look nice. Okay. Do you have any questions on how to knit the the half rib fisherman stitch? Okay, you don't have to use this stitch. You can also use the normal rib stitch. You can just cast on 30 if you are a large. If you wear large, cast on 30 stitches and then knit the normal rib stitch. Knit one, purl one until you have your desired length, and then you cast off and sew the side. Okay. If you have any questions, please comment in the chats and I'll see the questions later, and I'll do my best to answer all your questions regarding this this project, or regarding any knitting questions. Okay, so we are at the end. Okay, so at the end, I always chain one. So by chaining one, I mean you put your yarn on the needle like this, and then you slip the stitch over that yarn like this. Okay, and then you tighten the stitch. Okay, we're going to leave a long tail to use for sewing the side seam. Okay, so now we're going to pull the loop like that, and then we secure the stitch. Okay, okay, so now we've got our long tails. We've got a long tail at the end of the panel and a long tail at the here at the bottom. We're just going to fold the piece like this, and then we'll sew the sides. So we're going to use this yarn to sew from here to there, and then we're going to use this yarn to sew from the top to bottom. Okay, I'm using my tapestry needle. Any questions? Do we have anyone from our group here, from our Facebook group? Yeah, okay. Let me just show you how to sew this. Okay, this is a bit tricky. I don't know if you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, so this is the slipped stitch. Remember, we were slipping the first stitch, so this is the slip stitch here. Okay, there, that's the slip stitch, and this is the second stitch. So the slip stitch is this one, this loop, and this loop here. Okay, so I'm going to use the whip stitch to join the two. So I'm going to go into the slipped stitches, and on this side, this is the slipped stitch. On this side here, this is the slipped stitch. Okay, so I'm going to, it's a bit tricky because on this side it's easy to see, but on this side you have to turn your work like that so that you can see the stitch. Okay, so you go here into the slip stitch, then you pull the okay, and then here you go into that stitch here, then go into the other stitch on the other side, then you actually, when you're starting here, think it's best to start with a few stitches just to make sure that the beginning of just to make sure that the beginning is secure. So start over, and as you know, in knitting or crocheting, you have to get used to starting over. And you have to get used to unraveling your work and starting over. Okay, so let's start again. So we're going to insert our needle here, and then we're going to make a few stitches there. Okay, so then go back into the first stitch and that one. Okay, so that's one, and then maybe do one more. Okay, I think that should do. Yeah, that should be okay. And then from here we're going to go into the next stitch, into the slip stitch on this side and into the slip stitch on that side. Okay, then we'll do the same here, going into the next one. Okay, slip stitch. So the slip stitch on this side is a bit hidden, so you have to find it. Okay, so here, then into that one. So it's easy for me to know when to stop because I've got my stitch marker there. So going to the slip stitch and then into that one. And as I said before, this is how I do it. So some people might do it differently, but this is how I do it. And of course I learned from other creators or other designers, so I don't even remember where I got this from, but yeah, we all learn from each other. So okay, going to the slip stitches. Okay, so this is how it looks like. If there's another way of doing it, comment below, comment in the chats, and I'll be happy to learn other methods of doing this. And if you want me to write a pattern, please comment in this in the chats, or leave a like, and I'll know that you want a pattern, a written pattern. Okay, so this is how it looks like, and then we are at the stitch marker point. We go into the slip stitch and then into the one on the other side, and then we just make a few stitches there. So that's 1, 2 and 3. I think that's enough. And then we leave this one on the wrong side. Okay, so this is how it looks like on the right side, and this is how it looks like on the wrong side. Okay, so I'm just going to weave this end, weave in this end. Okay, So there's a method that I use to weave in ends. I like that method a lot. If I see if I see sort of like a knitted roll, I just go in there and I weave in the loose ends there. That way it's invisible. Okay, so let me show you how I do it. So you go here and then you just put your needle in like this into those strands of yarn like this. Okay, then you pull your yarn. Okay, see, that's, you can hardly see where the yarn is, okay, and then we can also maybe do it on this side if we can. Okay, we just go up. No, I don't think we can do it on this side. No, let's do it on this side. Okay, so when you're weaving in ends, you're just trying to hide the loose end as neatly as possible so that it doesn't show. And when you feel that your loose end is secure, you just cut the yarn. And if you've watched some of my videos, I always overdo it because I don't want my work to unravel. So I think this should be enough. Maybe one more time and that's it. Then we'll cut the loose end. So this is how I do it. And it's different on different projects, on different patterns. I always look to see how I can do it neatly, and how I can hide the yarn neatly depending on the pattern that I'm working on. Okay, so this is how it looks like. This is on the wrong side and this is the right side. Okay, so we're going to join the other side now, and we're using the loose end on the top. Okay, any questions? If you have any questions, you can leave them in the chats and I'll read them after. Or if you've got anything to share, any tips on how to sew the seam edges, please comment in the chat, and let's keep the chat alive. Let's keep it going. Okay, so I'm looking for the slipped stitch here. As you can see, that's why I'm doing this. Because sometimes it's a bit tricky to see where the slip stitch is. So that's the slip stitch. Is it? No, it's not. You see, that's not the slip stitch. The slip stitch is this one here at the back here. Okay, and how many stitches did I leave? I think I said 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so my where's the slip stitch? Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is the slip stitch. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to join the sides. confusing myself here. So anyway, we're going to join the sides. So we're going to start from here. We're going to do a few stitches at the beginning just to secure the beginning of the seam. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. That should be enough. Then from here we're going to go into the slipped stitches. So that's this one here. And we're using the whip stitch. Okay, that's the slip stitch here. We're almost there. Okay, this one. So some of this is very difficult to show on the video. It's easier when you're in person, because some of these, like the slip stitches, I don't know if you can see them, but you have to make sure that you are sewing the slip stitches. You are sewing this slip stitches together to get the same look as you can see here. It's not easy to find them. Okay, so that's the slip stitch here and here. This one. Okay, so here you see I made a mistake there. I can tell that I made a mistake. I think I didn't slip the stitch. I knitted that stitch. So that's a mistake there. Right there you can see it. Anyway, it should be alright. I'm just going to continue knitting, sewing the two sides together. Yeah, that's a knitted stitch, it's not a slip stitch. Okay. Okay. So we are at the last stitch and we sew it together. So now we can remove this and do a few stitches there in the last stitch. 2 and the last one going. Okay, so that's it. Then we turn to the wrong side and we weave in the loose end. Okay, so I normally, like I said before, I normally go here, go to the knitted stitches here, and then I'll just weave in the loose end like that. Hi everyone, let me just have a look. Hi everyone. Sorry, I can't see the comments. It's unfortunate because I would have loved to answer your questions live, but I'll figure it out. Okay, so we are weaving in the loose end. Okay, so go like this. So as you can see, this method, you can even do this on the right side of your garment and it won't show that you've weaved in the center. Okay, so it doesn't show at all. Okay, and then here, as always, I overdo it, so okay, I think okay, so I'm going to weave it in here the last time, and that will be it. How do you weave in your loose ends? Do you do it this way, or you've got this? There are other I know there are other methods of doing it, but this is how I do it. If you do it differently, please share. Sharing is caring. That's what they say. Okay, so we are all learning, so if you've got anything that you'd like to teach, we'll be happy for you to join our knitting group on Facebook. Okay, so that's done. It's knitting for beginners. Join us there and share any tips so that others can learn. Okay, so we're done. This is the wrong side and this is the right side. Okay, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so I've got the long side on the wrist side and then the short side on the where the fingers are. Okay, so that's how I'll know how to, which side is which. So this is all done. What do you think of the seam? Are you going to be using this method? And what do you think about the live sessions? I would really appreciate your feedback because I want to improve on how I teach. So if you enjoyed this live, show by clicking the like button and subscribe to my channel so that you get notifications every time I'm doing a live or every time I upload a video. Okay, so these are the sleeveless half fisherman's rib stitch sleeveless gloves. Okay, and for those who are just joining us or who joined me the live in the middle of the live, this is what we talked about. Okay, let me take this. They're very warm. I'll need them sometime in December. I think I'll use them in December. Okay, so the stitch that we are working on is called the half fisherman's rib stitch, and the pattern is worked in multiples of 2. First row, knit, purl, knit, and then second row, slip first stitch, knit 1 below and purl 1, and then repeat these 2, and then third row, slip first stitch, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, and then after these 2 you repeat the 2 rows until you get your desired length. So all those who missed the first part, please, I'm going to upload the tutorial, the live, so that you can also watch from the beginning how to knit the fingerless gloves. I'll upload the video, so for you not to miss the video, you don't have to, but if you want to watch the video, you can subscribe, and then you'll be notified every time I upload videos. I don't have a schedule for these lives. I just do them impromptu. So I think I'll do another one. Today is Monday. I think I'll do another one on Wednesday. But I don't know if I think that one will be on crocheting, because I still need to show you how to do this pattern, blanket pattern that I've been working on, and I think it's a very easy pattern. So all those who are interested in crocheting, please tune in on Wednesday around the same time, and I'll show you how to do a nice pattern on live. Okay, I think that's all I have for you today. My channel name is called, so you can subscribe on, or you can find me on all platforms on at Weavedin. Oh, okay, this is my channel. So if you want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, yeah, and on YouTube, this is my handle. You can find me on at Weavedin. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share the live, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.